welcome to the hottest month and the most expensive month for most of us because you got to crank that AC. But when you're not home, the government says you should set your temp to this to save some money. Is it 87, 90, or 95 degrees? It was an odd request. Lisa asked her neighbor for some salt, but the reason why might make you smile. One simple thing you can do to avoid overspending online. And whether it's been a while or you've never started a relationship with Jesus, started your faith journey after listening to the songs in the station, you're thinking, I'm going to give it a shot, Andy. What's the first step? That's coming up on The Good News Show with Andy, where I'm all about putting a smile on your face and hope in your heart.
The number of the day is...
The optimal temperature for your house when you're not in it in the summer, according to the government, for you to save money and energy is 87 degrees. And I think that's about 10 degrees warmer than my wife would let me have the house at, even when we're not there. But instead of thinking about how much our electric bill is going to be next month, let's have some fun with it. Fill in the blank. You know when it's summer, when. Hopefully this helps you take your mind off the heat a little bit. Fill in the blank, Julie. You know it's summer when?
When at least one person in your house at least once a day says, we should go get some ice cream.
And how often do you say, yeah, that's a good idea?
Probably more often than I should.
Yeah, that's the part of adulting they don't talk to you about. You don't have any parents to tell you no, that you shouldn't have ice cream every day. Kids are so excited for summer. And as adults, we're not as excited. And the only thing that changes is just our perspective.
You know it's summer when you go outside from the air conditioning to the humid outdoors and your glasses fog up.
As a guy who also wears glasses, just you saying fog, I think made my glasses a little foggy too.
I hope this story makes you smile today.
Growing up, Lisa's mom was always the person in the neighborhood that would go to the neighbor's house and make sure they were okay. She was a little confused, though, one day when she heard her mom asking their neighbor for some salt. She thought, well, we have salt at home. So Lisa asked her why she was asking. And Mom replied, well, they don't have much money, and they sometimes ask us for things. So I asked for something small that wouldn't burn them. I just wanted them to feel as if we needed them too. That way, it will be a lot easier for them to ask us for anything they need. Jesus says that we're supposed to have faith like a child. And now I know what that looks like. I'm dropping my daughter off, Hadessa, to daycare. And I said, well, what do you think you're going to do today? And she goes, Dad, only God knows. She wasn't worried about the unknown. She was excited because she knew that God had a great plan for her life. And why can't I be like that? He's one of the richest quarterbacks in the NFL, Kirk Cousins, but he still drives a 2000 GMC Savannah that he bought for $5,000 from his grandma. And even though people say, dude, you should get rid of it, it's not going anywhere because there's some powerful memories that are connected to it.
I've got a hooded sweatshirt that I got from my older brother when he was living out in California many years ago that I was wearing the day my daughter was born. That sweatshirt's never going anywhere. There's all the pictures of my daughter was born that day. I'm wearing that sweatshirt.
Oh, now is it something that you still wear from time to time?
No, it gets worn all the time. My daughter's like, Daddy, you still have that sweatshirt? I'm like, yeah. She's like, good, because I like that sweatshirt. My daughter's 11 now, so I've had that sweatshirt for probably 15 years now.
It's way too easy to spend money online. They should really do something about that. But here's how to try to save money at least and level up your life. So every time you put something in your shopping cart on a website, walk away from the computer or your phone. Wait a full day, 24 hours. When you come back, one of two things will happen. Either you're going to find out, you know what? That was an impulse buy. I don't really need it. Or they'll give you a discount code because they can tell that you walked away from your purchase to try to convince you to buy it anyway. So either way, you're saving money. If you feel like you just don't have any me time, Lisa, who shares mom stories on Instagram, has a simple question that we should ask.
How does it make me feel after I spend 20 minutes or an hour on Instagram mindlessly scrolling? Like, how do I feel? Do I feel refreshed or do I feel drained? Same with I'm binging Netflix and then I'm up till 1 a.m. Does that make me feel refreshed and ready to go? Or does that drain me and make me feel guilty and head into a shame spiral? That's part of figuring out what are you doing with your time and what are the course corrections that need to be made.
You have to laugh so you don't cry as a parent. And Dallas Lewis has a book for you just celebrating the ups and downs of parenthood called Why Some Animals Eat Their Young.
Well, my sister had this a Boston Terrier that, Boston Terriers are not very big dogs, but Flower absolutely thought that she was the biggest dog at the park, and she would pick fights. And she really wasn't that kind of dog. But when you got her around other dogs, she would, just bark, 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 bark. That's my ball. No, baby girl, that's not your ball. That's the German Shepherd's ball that came with it. And she'd take off running around the Bark Park, and my poor sister would take off after her. And I'm just standing there laughing, thinking, I'm not getting in the middle of this. But that's what kids do. Kids, they want everybody else's toys. They want their sister's toys. They want their brother's toys. It doesn't matter what it is. And you've got to, just like there's a kind of a hierarchy at the Bark Park, there's got to be a hierarchy in your house too. You gotta know who's at the top of the food chain. And, for dogs, a Boston Terrier is not at the top of the food chain. And in your house, neither is your toddler.
Whether you've just started following Jesus or it's been a while and you just feel like, Andy, I'm not on track. Where do I start? Where do I start to go deeper? Here's a simple way to start.
If you read your Bible every day, don't have to read it all day long. If you would even read it 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, talk to the Lord. Pour out your heart. Ask Him for strength. Read your Bible. You don't have to read the whole thing. If you do those things, you will live in the presence of God.
It's Andy's awkward situation.
Oh, this is awkward, isn't it?
Well, just so you know, I am the king of awkward. And if you have a situation you're not quite sure how to handle, I can try to help. And I know the KTIS fam can help out too. So Teray, she has a birthday situation with her 8-year-old daughter. She says she was invited to a birthday, and then she looked at the time, right? As a parent, you got to figure out, okay, what time do I drop them off? What time do I pick them up? Am I supposed to be there? Because some parents, they want you to stick around. So that's all good if that's on the invitation, but she had to do a double take because it said the birthday party started at 1 and ended at 8. 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. And she's like, do second grade girls do 7-hour birthday parties? So she wasn't sure if she should leave her daughter there for 7 hours. What would you do? Is that too long for a kid's birthday party? I don't know. I'm under the assumption if I trust the parents, if I know them, you want my kid all day? Go for it. Just bring them back fed and tired.
It's Andy's awkward situation.
Oh, this is awkward, isn't it?
So Teray's trying to figure out if she should bring her 8-year-old daughter to a birthday party that's going to be 7 hours long. Some parents go all out for their kids' birthday parties, but it makes a memory.
This is with my children when they were about 9. It's called the Backwards Birthday Party, and it started out with an invitation that went out in the mail that the people had to use a mirror to read to figure out what was going on. Then the children arrived with their clothes on backwards, and then I had a name tag for them with their name written backwards they had to find. And then we stuck the name tag on their back, and we had them stand up and face the wall, and we took a picture of them from the back. We played musical chairs, and they walked backwards. We had a room that was completely backwards and had crazy things in it, and they had to recognize how many things were crazy, like the picture was hung backwards and the couch was turned around and things like that. Of course, the writing on the cake was written backwards. One person came with their present wrapped inside out. It was really cool. And I said to my daughter, how about if you let them unwrap the presents that they brought? And she was like, no.
That's taking it one step too far, Mom.
Yeah, it's not that backwards.
This might be on your bucket list to go see all these national parks in the Southwest. My wife and I did that a few years ago. We hiked a whole bunch of places in Utah, and like really just in the wilderness. And one of the things that you'll find there in a lot of places where there's mountains are these things called slot canyons. And that is where it's really narrow canyons where sometimes you could just barely squeeze through if you go sideways through it. And it's the most incredible thing about it is you'll go for about 10 feet and then you kind of do a hard left or right, and then it's a whole different view. It just, the view changes every minute or so. It's incredible. I think God's plan for our life is like that canyon. You're going to what just looks like a wall. And then all of a sudden, you turn left, and there's just this beauty you've never seen before in your life. And God is going before you to prepare that. All you have to do is just take that step of faith today. Just take another step forward. Talking about taking steps of faith, and Michael took a big one recently.
So I'm a big bowler, and I bowl a lot in tournaments and stuff. And I started losing quite a bit because in the bowling alley, they had different oil patterns. And that kind of, God spoke to me saying that those are like the different challenges in your life every day. And every day when you conquer your struggles or your difficulties, you get better at it. And so I started bowling, and now I'm one step away from being in the PBA circuit for professional bowling. So these next 3 nights are the biggest nights of my life for bowling.
That's awesome, Michael. We're cheering you on. We're going to be praying for you. And I guess I could give you the one tip that always helps me when I bowl.
Yes.
Use bumpers.